A strange new object has been spotted, and it's not behaving the way anything we know should. In fact, what NASA just discovered about 3I Atlas has sent shockwaves through the scientific community. If you're familiar with comets or asteroids, you might be thinking this is just another celestial traveller passing through our solar system. But trust me, this is anything but normal. What has been detected is defying all expectations, raising even more questions than answers. You see, 3I Atlas isn't just any comet or asteroid. It's moved against gravity and emitted no tail, yet has several jets that are utterly impossible to explain with current science. And just to top it off, it's become bluer than the sun. This might sound like something out of a science fiction novel, but it's happening right now. This could very well be the most important astronomical discovery in human history. Scientists are calling it an event so extraordinary that it could fundamentally rewrite everything we know about space, energy, and even the possibilities of intelligent life. Stay with us, because what's happening now is unlike anything we could have predicted, and by the end of this video, you'll see why it's sending everyone back to the drawing board. And if you're fascinated by the unexplained mysteries of space, hit that like button and let us know where you're watching from in the comments. Now let's dive into the heart of the 3I Atlas mystery. What is it, and why are scientists struggling to explain it? Let's set the scene. September 2025 was when the first whispers of something strange began to spread across the astronomical community. The object was initially flagged by the Virtual Telescope project in Italy, who had been tracking a distant anomaly heading into our solar system from interstellar space. At first, it seemed like another routine visitor. Comets like this are relatively common after all. However, as time went on, the out-of-place behaviour began to catch the attention of scientists everywhere. By October 29, 2025, 3I Atlas had reached perihelion, the closest point to the Sun in its orbit. The brightness of the object suddenly increased fivefold, something that is certainly rare but not unheard of for comets, at least for comets with typical tails. But this one had no tail. Instead, it exhibited something far more perplexing. Jets. Multiple jets. And they were not the vapour trails we'd expect from a comet. These jets seemed structured and directed, almost as if they were coming from something controlled. The scientific community was beginning to question everything. Why was there no tail? How could an object manoeuvre through the solar system without the expected gravitational effects? Was it possible that this was an artificial object? The answer seemed almost impossible to imagine. Everything seemed to be spiralling out of control. And then on November 7, 2025, something happened that changed everything. Dr. Avi Loeb, a Harvard astrophysicist and founder of the Galileo project, made a public statement during an interview on Newsmax that sent shockwaves across the scientific world. He confirmed, and this is crucial, that 3I Atlas had manoeuvred. Yes, you heard that correctly. Now, this might sound like a simple statement, but it's anything but. What Loeb was essentially saying is that 3I Atlas demonstrated behaviours that could not be explained by any natural phenomenon. As Loeb put it, this object was moving in a way that suggested internal propulsion. For an object to manoeuvre in such a way, it would need some form of control, something far beyond the capabilities of anything we've seen in nature. Loeb went further to suggest that the acceleration could be linked to a jet ejecting billions of tons of mass, an idea that raised the eyebrows of many in the scientific community. Could it be that this object was not natural at all? Let's talk about these jets for a moment. The most perplexing aspect of 3I Atlas is its lack of a traditional cometary tail. Normally, a comet will develop a tail as it nears the Sun. The Sun's heat causes volatile gases and dust to be ejected from the object, forming a visible tail. But with 3I Atlas, this just wasn't happening. Instead, we observed 7 distinct jets emanating from its fuzzy core. Jets that seem to be composed of material we simply can't identify. Now, scientists have their theories. Some suggest this could be the result of cometary evaporation, where a burst of solar energy causes the object to shed mass in a way that appears to be a jet. But others, like Loeb, are looking at this through a different lens. Could these jets be evidence of some kind of internal propulsion system, possibly controlled by an intelligent force? It's an unsettling thought, but the data seems to suggest that this is a far cry from the behaviours we'd expect from a natural body. And here's where it gets even stranger. In early November 2025, astronomers noticed something remarkable. The object was no longer reflecting the light we'd expect from a typical icy comet. It had shifted colour. 3I Atlas had become bluer than the sun. Now, this is a massive red flag. Comets tend to reflect sunlight in a way that makes them appear icy, usually with a cooler hue. But 3I Atlas, with its blue shift, was behaving in a way that defied all expectations. This colour shift, as we learned from detailed spectral analysis conducted by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, was significant. And while it could be a byproduct of the object's composition, the fact that this colour shift corresponds with the object's abnormal behaviour, its rapid acceleration and impossible jets, only adds to the growing mystery. Could this change in colour suggest something far more complicated than just a comet passing through? Could it be a signal, a message, or an indication of something far more sinister? One of the most impossible aspects of 3I Atlas's behaviour is its acceleration. The object is travelling at speeds 3 times faster than Earth's fastest rocket, around 150 km/h. Now, in normal circumstances, objects travelling at these speeds would be subject to gravitational forces and would show the effects of cometary tail activity. But none of this has happened with 3I Atlas. This acceleration is non-gravitational. That means it's not being pulled by the sun's gravity in the way we'd expect. And to top it all off, scientists are unable to detect any significant outgassing from the object, no massive loss of material that would explain the speed increase. To put it simply, it's moving in ways that should be physically impossible without some sort of internal force. And that leads us to ask, could this object be controlled in some way? Could it be an artificial probe sent from another star system? Now let's take this a step further. There's an even more mind-boggling theory that has started circulating, one that links 3I Atlas to one of the greatest mysteries in radio astronomy history. If you've ever heard of the WOW signal, then you know what I'm talking about. This mysterious radio signal was detected in 1977 and has never been fully explained. Interestingly, 3I Atlas is in a region of space that lies within 9 degrees of the WOW signal's origin. Could this be more than just coincidence? Some scientists, including Loeb, have suggested that 3I Atlas could be connected to this ancient signal. What if it's not just a comet or asteroid, but a probe sent from another civilization? A probe that's acting as a messenger or a scout? As December 19th, 2025 approaches, 3I Atlas is on a trajectory that will bring it closer to Earth than ever before. This marks a critical date on our calendar. When it reaches its closest approach to Earth, just days before Christmas, we will have a clear view of what this object truly is. Telescopes across the world are preparing for this moment. The stakes are high. And if anything unusual happens, if this object releases more jets, fragments, or shows any new behaviours, we'll be there to capture it in real time. But this close encounter isn't just an opportunity for scientists to gather data. It's a moment of reckoning. Will we discover that 3I Atlas is a natural object, albeit one that defies the laws of physics? Or will we find ourselves face to face with something far more extraordinary, something artificial? Scientists are scrambling for the answer, and the tension is building as the countdown continues. As we speak, observatories like NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Harvard, and Virtual Telescope Project are all preparing for the data that will be released. The key question remains, is 3I Atlas simply a celestial object with an unknown natural explanation? Or is it something more? A probe, a message, or even an unknown technology that's been silently travelling across space for billions of years? Just a few days ago, November 6th to 9th, 2025, new images and data from Las Vegas Observatory confirmed what many had feared. The object's colour shift was now even more pronounced, with its brightness increasing 5-fold over a period of just 24 hours. The data sent from the observatories in Hawaii, Chile, and Australia confirmed that the anomaly was intensifying, and the object was becoming increasingly difficult to categorise. Dr. Gianluca Marsi, from the Virtual Telescope Project in Italy, was one of the first to release live images, and what he saw left him stunned. What appeared to be a standard comet had now become something entirely different, an object with features never before seen. The core, still fuzzy, was surrounded by multiple jets, and there was no sign of a tail. The anomaly, it seemed, was only deepening. Dr. Loeb has continued to stand by his belief that this could be a technological artifact. As he puts it, no known natural body behaves in this way. We need to keep an open mind and not dismiss the possibility that this is not just a comet, but something far more purposeful. Could this be an interstellar probe, perhaps part of an ancient or advanced alien civilization? With each new observation, the mystery deepens. According to the data released by NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the object's size has been roughly estimated at around 4 to 5 kilometers in diameter, which is typical for an asteroid. But it's what's happening with its behavior that sets 3I Atlas apart. It's moving at incredible speeds, about 150 kilometers per second, roughly 3 times faster than the fastest rocket humanity has ever built. And there's something else. It's non-gravitational acceleration. It's behaving as if it has an internal propulsion system, something that goes far beyond the simple physics of cometary outgassing. The brightness increase, which we know is 5 times greater than when the object first entered the inner solar system, is also highly anomalous. Comets, in their closest approach to the Sun, do brighten, but not in such a drastic way. And the fact that this happened without the expected tail behavior means something else is at play. Scientists are completely baffled. Are we seeing evidence of technology at work? A craft moving through space, propelling itself in a way we don't understand? Despite the mounting evidence, not everyone is convinced that this is something artificial. Critics argue that this is simply a natural phenomenon we don't yet understand. But even those critics are struggling to explain the data. NASA's Horizons database, which tracks the trajectory of all solar system objects, shows that 3I Atlas's path is near coplanar with the plane of the planets, which is unusual for an object coming from outside our solar system. It's almost as if it's moving in sync with the system, suggesting a possible, purposeful trajectory. However, some scientists are still attempting to rationalize these bizarre behaviors. Could it be that 3I Atlas is shedding material in a way we don't recognize? Perhaps something that doesn't result in a typical tail, but instead jets of material that resemble something more controlled. Others point to the object's composition, nickel-rich with a low iron ratio, which suggests that it could be a metallic asteroid, though again this still doesn't explain its unusual speed or behavior. The situation remains unresolved, but the pressure is mounting as more and more voices are calling for the release of higher quality images, particularly from NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, which has yet to provide high-resolution visuals of 3I Atlas. Members of Congress, including Anna Paulina Luna, have even pushed for transparency, urging NASA to declassify the imagery. What could those images reveal that could change everything? As we move closer to December 19, 2025, the date when 3I Atlas will reach its closest approach to Earth, the theories surrounding this object continue to multiply. Some scientists believe that this could simply be a new kind of comet, an icy body made of unknown materials that behaves in strange ways due to a combination of solar radiation and gravitational interactions. Others, like Loeb, have begun suggesting that this could be a probe or an artificial craft sent from a distant star system. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. If 3I Atlas is indeed a probe, could it be on a mission? Some researchers have even gone so far as to suggest that its unusual trajectory and acceleration could point to an intentional path towards Earth. What if it's not merely passing through? What if this is a reconnaissance mission? One that's been travelling through the cosmos for billions of years, waiting for the right moment to make contact. As we count down the days to December 19, 2025, astronomers and scientists are preparing for a flood of data. The entire scientific community will be watching closely, especially with high-resolution optical and radar imaging that will be conducted at the moment of closest approach. Will 3I Atlas fragment? Will we see new jets or perhaps smaller objects being released? Could there be signs of communication? Signals that could challenge everything we know about extraterrestrial intelligence? Whatever happens, one thing is certain. This is no ordinary space object. 3I Atlas is defying all known laws of physics and astronomy. And as more data is released, the world will be watching closely, hoping for answers to questions we've been asking for centuries. Are we being visited by an alien probe? Or is this simply an impossible object in an otherwise ordinary cosmic scenario? And as we look toward 2026, the countdown has already begun. On March 16, 2026, a window will open for a potential Juno mission intercept, a calculated opportunity suggested by Dr. Loeb. Could we finally get close enough to gather the definitive data we need to solve this mystery? If 3I Atlas is truly a probe, what will we discover when we get our first clear, up-close view? Right now, the answers are still out there. But one thing's for sure, this discovery will change everything. The truth about 3i Atlas is still out there, and it's just within our reach. As we continue to track 3i Atlas, the speculation surrounding its true nature is intensifying. While the scientific community remains divided, the questions at the heart of this mystery are growing more urgent. Could this object be the result of natural cosmic processes, or is it something far more deliberate? Theories are flying in all directions. Some researchers argue that the peculiar behaviour of 3i Atlas could be explained by the complex dynamics of cometary outgassing, combined with the unusual composition of the object. They believe that, under extreme solar radiation, the object could be releasing gas and dust in a way that creates jets instead of a traditional tail. This could account for the object's unusual colour shift and acceleration, though there's still no clear explanation for why it's moving so fast, without showing typical cometary behaviour. However, others are less convinced by these explanations. The idea that 3i Atlas is a purely natural object has come under heavy scrutiny. Dr. Avi Loeb, along with other scientists, has presented an alternative theory. That 3i Atlas could be an artificial object, a probe sent from a distant star system, manoeuvring through space with technology far beyond our current understanding. According to Loeb, the internal propulsion suggested by the object's behaviour could point to alien technology at work, and the more we observe, the more this idea begins to feel like a real possibility. Let's take a step back and consider the context. 3i Atlas isn't the first interstellar object to visit our solar system. In 2017, the object Oumuamua made headlines when it was discovered speeding through space at incredible velocities. Much like 3i Atlas, Oumuamua exhibited unusual behaviour that scientists struggled to explain. Some speculated that it was an alien probe, while others suggested it was just an unusually shaped asteroid. Could 3i Atlas be linked to Oumuamua in some way? The similarities between the two objects are striking. Both are moving at speeds that exceed the gravitational influences we would expect from solar objects, and both exhibit behaviour that doesn't fit neatly into the categories of comet or asteroid. As we analyse the trajectory of 3i Atlas, we see that it's coming from interstellar space, similar to Oumuamua's path. The object is moving through our solar system with a near-perfect alignment to the ecliptic plane, the same plane that our planets orbit in. Could this alignment be more than just a coincidence? Could 3i Atlas be following a purposeful path toward Earth? And if so, what is its ultimate mission? These are the questions that we must grapple with as we continue our observations. Let's dive deeper into the acceleration anomaly, the core mystery surrounding 3i Atlas. We know the object is travelling 3 times faster than the fastest rocket ever built by humanity, reaching speeds of 150 kilometers per second. And we also know that its acceleration is non-gravitational. This means that the object is accelerating without any visible cause. There's no outgassing, no cometary tail pushing it forward, and no gravitational slingshot mechanism at play. In fact, the acceleration is so significant that scientists have estimated that to achieve such speeds, the object would have to be shedding mass at an extraordinary rate, an amount equivalent to the ejection of 5 billion tons of material. Now that's an immense amount of mass, far beyond what we'd expect from any typical comet or asteroid. Some scientists believe that the only way to explain this acceleration is through an internal mechanism, a form of propulsion. But what kind of technology could accomplish this? Some theorists have suggested that 3i Atlas might be an artificial craft, equipped with a propulsion system that utilizes some unknown form of energy, possibly even harnessing the energy of the sun in ways we can't yet comprehend. What's even more perplexing is the absence of some expected features. Comets typically exhibit a tail, which forms as solar radiation vaporizes volatile material from their surface. This outgassing creates a bright glowing tail behind the object as it moves through the inner solar system. But with 3i Atlas, there is no tail. Instead, we see jets, but no tail. It's as if something is controlling the way the object is shedding material, creating jets instead of the expected outgassing phenomena. Moreover, 3i Atlas has been observed to radiate shorter wavelengths of light, which is in stark contrast to what we would expect from a typical comet. Comets generally radiate in longer wavelengths, in the infrared, but this object is emitting more energy in the ultraviolet and even the visible spectrum, closer to what we would expect from a highly energized artificial object. This raises a critical question. What is producing these jets, and why are we not seeing the typical tail or outgassing effects we would expect from a comet? This is the core mystery that scientists are desperately trying to solve. As we approach the closest encounter with 3I Atlas, the stakes are only getting higher. The scientific community is eager to answer the questions that have been raised. Will we discover that 3I Atlas is a natural phenomenon that simply defies our current understanding of space objects? Or will we uncover evidence that suggests it is, in fact, a technological object, a probe sent from another civilization? In just a few short weeks, on December 19th, 2025, we will have the opportunity to examine this object in unprecedented detail. High-resolution optical and radar imaging will allow us to see 3I Atlas as never before. Will we see signs of fragmentation? Will the object release new jets or perhaps smaller objects? And will we finally be able to determine whether this is a natural object or an artificial probe? The world will be watching closely, and the implications of this discovery, whatever it may be, could change the way we view our place in the universe. Is this just another anomaly, or is it evidence of something far more extraordinary? Let's take a moment to consider the larger implications. If 3I Atlas is indeed an artificial object, a probe sent from another star system, what does that mean for humanity? What would it mean if we discovered that an advanced civilization had already sent probes across the galaxy long before we even knew how to reach the stars? Could this be the beginning of a new chapter in the search for extraterrestrial life? And if 3I Atlas is a probe, does that mean we are being watched? Does it signal the beginning of something far greater than anything we've imagined? These questions, once the stuff of science fiction, are now very real, and the answers lie just within our reach. The world is on the edge of discovering something monumental, and the revelations that come in the coming weeks will send ripples through science, philosophy, and perhaps even our understanding of our place in the cosmos. So, as we await the December 19th encounter, the big question is, what will we discover? Will 3I Atlas hold the key to understanding a new chapter in our universe? Will it reveal the secrets of an alien civilization? Or will it be just another mysterious cosmic object that defies all natural explanations? As we continue to observe, one thing is certain. The countdown to discovery has officially begun. Whatever happens, this will be a moment in history. A moment that could change everything we thought we knew about the cosmos, the nature of interstellar travel, and the possibility of life beyond Earth. As always, stay tuned. The truth is out there, and it's closer than we think. As we close in on December 19th, 2025, the moment when 3I Atlas will make its closest approach to Earth, the anticipation is palpable. Every telescope, every observatory, and every scientist is gearing up for what could be the most significant astronomical event in recent memory. The data gathered in the next few weeks may be the key to unlocking the deepest mysteries of our universe. The questions we've been asking since this object was first discovered are still unresolved. Is 3I Atlas a comet, a metallic asteroid, or something far more extraordinary, a technological probe sent from an alien civilization? As the object draws nearer, we're left wondering, what will we discover when we get our first clear, up-close look? Will we finally have the answers to the impossible questions that have baffled scientists for decades? Or will we be left with even more questions, even greater mysteries? Based on current data, scientists are preparing for several possible outcomes. First, there's the chance that 3I Atlas will simply behave like a natural comet. As it reaches its closest point to the Sun, it could shed more material and create the tail we've all been waiting for. But if that happens, scientists will have to account for the object's unusual acceleration and blue color shift, which are both unprecedented in cometary science. But there's a more exciting possibility, that this object could show signs of being an artificial probe. If this is the case, we could be facing the greatest discovery in human history. The implications of finding an object that's manipulating its own trajectory and radiating in unexpected wavelengths would send shockwaves through every field of science. As it draws closer, every telescope on Earth will be watching, from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory to Harvard's Galileo project, to the observatories in Chile, Hawaii, and Italy. The data they collect could lead us down one of two very different paths, one that redefines our understanding of space, and another that leaves us with far more questions than answers. One of the biggest questions surrounding 3I Atlas is whether it could be linked to the search for extraterrestrial life. This is a theory that has captivated many, especially after the discovery of the WOW signal in 1977, a mysterious radio signal that has never been fully explained. Now, with 3I Atlas, some scientists, including Dr. Avi Loeb, are asking if this object could be connected to extraterrestrial intelligence. Could it be a probe sent to investigate Earth? Could it be part of a larger project, an interstellar mission designed to explore the universe and collect data about potential civilizations like ours? Or is 3I Atlas simply another strange object that defies our current understanding, reminding us that space still holds many secrets we have yet to uncover? Loeb's theory that 3I Atlas is a technological probe sent by another civilization is both thrilling and unsettling. If this is the case, it would fundamentally change everything we thought we knew about the nature of intelligent life in the universe, and it would raise questions about our own place in the cosmic hierarchy. Are we the ones being studied rather than the ones doing the studying? As we move toward December 19th, 2025, the anticipation continues to build. New data and high-resolution images are expected to be released in real time, giving us the clearest picture yet of what 3I Atlas truly is. Will we see fragments break off? Will the object release even more jets? And will the images confirm the unexplainable acceleration we've been observing? NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and Hubble Space Telescope are both poised to capture the most detailed images of 3I Atlas yet. These high-resolution observations will be critical for scientists as they work to determine the true nature of this object. It's not just about what we see now, it's about what this object represents for the future of space exploration. As astronomers continue their observations, we may finally be able to piece together the puzzle of 3I Atlas. Will it be a natural object, or will it defy everything we know about physics and space? The world will be watching as this mystery unfolds. Some of the more daring theories about 3I Atlas suggest that it could be the harbinger of something even more extraordinary, something that's far beyond our current scientific understanding. Could this be part of an ancient galactic network of probes sent out across the universe by an advanced civilization? Or could it be a one-off experiment, a cosmic message designed to get our attention and prepare us for something even greater? What if 3I Atlas is not just a physical object, but a technological communication device? Imagine this. The object could be a signal, not just in terms of its trajectory or acceleration, but in its very structure. Could this be a message from beyond the stars? Could it be that 3I Atlas is pointing us toward the next step in our own evolution as a species? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain. The coming weeks will be crucial. December 19th, 2025 could be a pivotal moment in history. The day we learn whether we are alone in the universe, or whether we are being watched, visited, or even studied by a civilization far beyond our own. As the countdown to December 19th, 2025 continues, the world's attention is turning to 3I Atlas. What will we learn when the object makes its closest approach to Earth? Will we discover evidence of advanced alien technology, or will we learn that this mysterious object is just another strange cosmic visitor? Whatever happens, one thing is for certain. The data collected in the next few weeks will change everything we thought we knew about space. 3I Atlas has already redefined the boundaries of what's possible in our understanding of the universe, and as it approaches, the most exciting chapter of this story is yet to be written. As we look forward to the coming weeks and months, the story of 3I Atlas is far from over. The revelations we are about to uncover may set the stage for a new era in space exploration, one where we begin to question not just the nature of our solar system, but the broader universe itself. Could this object be the key to unlocking the mysteries of interstellar travel? Could it be the first piece of evidence that intelligent civilizations have been reaching out to us for millions of years? The implications are enormous, and as the data rolls in, we'll be right here, continuing to bring you the latest updates and analyses. If you want to follow this story as it continues to unfold, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for this channel. I'll be releasing follow-up videos as new data comes in, especially after December 19th, when we'll finally see what happens next. Leave a comment below in it and let me know what you think. What mystery will be solved? Could 3I Atlas be an alien probe? Or will we uncover something even stranger? I read all your comments, and and I'm really curious to know your thoughts.